Hello everyone, welcome back to the Rebel Retrospective. I'm Tommy.
And I'm Kayla.
And we're back again.
We sure are back. Well, we're back to our almost normal scheduling.
Almost normal.
Almost. So, for this week's Irredeemable, we decided to do something a little different because...
Very different.
We've been having trouble finding good films to talk about. So this week we're going to talk about Arsenic and Old Lace, which is a black and white film from the 40s.
It is in fact the oldest film I've ever watched.
Same.
I do believe. I'm fairly sure.
My God.
So that's very exciting.
So, this has been on my to-watch list for a hot second now, so, it's always good to actually get through your watching list. What did you think?
I was kind of laughing the whole time because everything's just a bit... It's not even ridiculous, just it is ridiculous.
Yes.
Because everything's a bit just... I don't know, I haven't seen many old movies, but they're hilarious to watch with a modern day perspective. It's really good.
I would like to mention, before we get into this proper, I'm not sure who he is because I did not stick around for the credits because I am, Anyways, but the guy who was playing, like the main character, I guess, Mr. Brewster, who's Mortimer Brewster, his facial expressions are delicious.
Yeah, and his he kept falling over and stuff.
Yeah.
And it was like, oh my God. Like, you'll make a funny facial expression and then fall over.
Yeah.
It's really good. And it just doesn't happen nowadays in movies, but it's really good.
And there's this one point where he's like sitting on the stairs and he's just sort of accepted everything that's happening, and it's like, oh yes, the face of a defeated man.
So good. So
Anyways,
good. So good.
So, Arsenic and Old Lace, I feel like if you haven't seen it by now, you've had 80 years to watch it, so spoilers.
Don't need spoiler warnings for 80-year-old films.
Surely not, right? Good God, the 40s were 80 years ago. Ugh. Anyways, so this film is essentially about this guy, Mortimer, who comes home just to tell his aunt that he's been married and he's heading off on a honeymoon. And
to Niagara Falls. That's very important.
Yeah, to Niagara Falls.
It's very. They keep saying it, so it must be important.
Clearly. And his aunts reveal, they don't mean to, it just kind of happens, that they have killed 12 men out of pity, I think.
Well, when I was reading the synopsis of it, it was like, oh yeah, he finds out that his aunts have been, meticulously bumping off their boyfriends. And I was like, that's a much better description.
I mean...
Because that's funnier. So they've been
burying them in the cellar and doing proper funerals for them in the cellar.
Yes.
But the whole thing is that so they also I think it's his uncle or his brother, I'm not sure, but one of his relatives thinks he's Teddy Roosevelt. And so
okay, I remember that. Yeah, because we need more Napoleon Bonapartes, not more Roosevelts. Yeah, I remember.
Yeah.
Good times.
And there's a B plot line where they're getting him committed, pretty much.
Yeah.
And while all of this is happening, Mortimer's brother Jonathan, who looks like a freaking monster, because his face has been
It's very Frankenstein.
Yeah. like turns up again with this guy pretending to be a doctor, and apparently they've also killed 12 men, but in different countries. So,
Yeah.
they're on the run from the police.
Yes. Now, so the aunts, let's go back to the aunts.
Yes, the aunts.
People, like, come to stay at their house.
Yeah.
Was it a B&B? Did I just miss that?
I don't think it was. I think they just have, like, a spare room.
Okay, so whatever. People come in on their travels, and basically, if they're elderly and alone...
No, if they are elderly, alone, and male.
And male, they kill them.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not an expert, but 12 is a significantly low number.
Is it?
I think. Sounds like they've been doing this a while. That's a pretty bad diminishing return. Maybe? I don't know. I just got the impression it was like, oh yeah, we've this is like number 12 or whatever. And I was like, is this like a recent thing? Did you start doing this like the last couple of years, or have you been doing it for like ever?
No, I think the whole thing is that they've only been doing it for like a couple years.
Okay.
That.
Okay. Because like I was sitting there, it was like because the
Love
aunts
you saw
are
some new titties.
the aunts are like reasonably old.
Yeah.
Obviously, their nephew is, 20, 30, so of course they are. But
yeah.
I was just sitting there like, if you've been doing this for a long time, that's not... Okay. I don't know, that's just what I was thinking. Just sitting here like, most like... Because let's be honest, it's a serial killer story.
It is.
It would be way higher. Like, modern day serial killer stereotypes. It'd be way higher. Be like a Hannibal. Anyway.
I guess. So, I wrote a few notes while I was watching. And my first note is just, charge! So, So the guy who thinks he's Teddy Roosevelt, every single time he goes up the stairs, because the stairs are like, you go up a couple steps, then you turn. There's like a turn in the stairs, and then the rest of them are straight up, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's like this old-fashioned house where the stairs, like you've got a balcony bit for the second floor, and basically in the main living space, like the ceiling is the roof, right?
Yeah.
So the stairs are exposed, and every time he'll like go up a couple of the steps, turn, point forwards, and then just scream the word charge as he's running up the stairs.
Yeah.
And like, I'm not explaining it very well, but it's freaking hilarious.
It's yeah.
Like, whoever thought of that is a comic genius, and I'm very impressed.
Yeah.
Like, it's not clever. It's not, highbrow. Oh no. It's just silly.
It's just silly, yeah.
Then the other notes I have are the triple look in the window seat. So there's this. So when Mortimer first comes across, the reason Mortimer finds out about like all of these killings is because he finds out there is a body in the window seat.
Yes.
And he kind of does like this triple look into the window seat. He like, I can't even remember why he picks up the window seat in the first place now, but he like kind of looks. He's like, hold on. He has another look.
Like, who puts, like, because it's not even just a window seat. It's also like a storage container.
It's not unusual for a window seat to have storage under it. No.
Oh, okay.
That's pretty normal.
Fair enough. I guess I'm just not.
Yeah, you're not highbrow enough to know about window seats, Tommy. Get your life together, man.
I will. I'll go out and buy a window seat.
Do it. But no, window seats are often storage as well, because otherwise you just have this big bit of furniture that's just sitting there.
Because who would sit on a window seat anyway? I mean, think of the sun on the back of you. It'd be kind of annoying.
I would, but also, so you know how some coffee tables and like piano chairs and stuff like that have storage in them. It's the same sort of concept.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, like, you know, you've basically got a large box with padding on top of it. You may as well make it a storage place.
Fair enough.
Even if you're just like putting blankets or whatever in it, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Anyways,
it's like an ottoman.
Yes.
Yeah, I have an ottoman. I know what an ottoman is.
Good job.
And it's by my window as well, so you know. Anyway,
so it's basically a window seat.
The dog sits on it. It's the dog seat.
The dog window seat. Anyways, so he does like this triple look. So he like opens it and closes it, kind of realizes, opens it again, closes it again, sits on the window seat, like sort of processes for a moment, I think, and then looks in it again. And I mean, normally you only get like a double look, and I am a sucker for that cliche. But the triple look, it's a whole nother level. Like, oh my god, dear lord, they knew what they were doing, and I love it.
Someone needs to take that, you know that meme with like the guy walking with his girlfriend and another girl walks past?
Yes.
Just put 3 of them there and be like, when you see a dead body in the window seat, when you see a dead body in the window seat, when you see a dead body in the window seat.
In the window seat.
It's the triple look.
Yeah. It was an experience. I don't know.
Well, I had some thoughts while watching it.
Okay, let's hear your thoughts.
So this is like, okay, so the story. Firstly, let's address the fact that his brother looks like Frankenstein's monster.
Yeah.
And the Doctor, and that's clearly got to be a Frankenstein reference, right?
It has to be.
Like,
right?
The fact it's the Doctor, and it's got to be, right? So that was the first thing. Then I was sitting there and I was thinking, this really reminds me of a story. Now, I can't actually remember what it's a really well-known story. That's very old, a very old story.
Okay.
About it's a hotel owner who poisons the guests and like stuffs them. Have you heard of the?
Yeah, I think
it's
I
like
know what
really
you're
old.
talking about.
There's a whole bunch of black and white movies shorts about it. I'm trying to remember what it's called. Let me just look it up.
Yeah. I have like a vague recollection of what you're talking about, but also I couldn't tell you for sure.
No. Oh yeah, there you go. Yeah, so it's The Landlady, is what it's called, and it's by Roald Dahl. It's from there were a series of Roald Dahl stories that were just horrific. Not in terms of like they were really good, but like they're just horrific.
Yeah.
And this was one of them, and I was just sitting there like, this really reminds me of that. Like the whole poisoning your guests with arsenic. I think it's also with arsenic as well, because it's cyanide in that one. Okay.
I mean, the wine has cyanide, strychnine, and arsenic in it. So, you know.
So
triple whammy.
If you enjoyed this, go read and or watch The Landlady. It's a good thing. Really good. Yeah. But anyway, that's what it reminded me of.
Fantastic.
Yeah. Just that's all I could really do outside of just laughing. Is just what does this remind me of?
I mean, it is a very funny film.
It's really funny. Also,
like,
it's just so
insane.
Incredibly, like, old-fashioned. I mean, of course it is. It's just, I remember there was, like, an opening scene where it was like the guy, and he was saying to his girl, it's like, "Oh, baby doll, I don't want to get married. We don't need to get married." And I was there, and I was like, that is so, like, just old fashioned. Like they were like trying to do it before it was cool, because like, you know, people don't get married nowadays. Like it's all a very dependable thing. You know, it's not. But this is like before it was cool.
Yeah.
And he's just there like, "Hey baby doll, let's not get married. We don't need to get married. It's fine."
I would like to mention the transatlantic like accents, because it is funny. I don't know. And there's evidence to suggest that that's not like an accent they're putting on. Like that's just how people talked. It's a little bit heightened for film, but you know, much in the same way that speech is heightened for film nowadays, it's not going to be awfully different how we're speaking.
Yeah. Also, while we're here, I want to talk about a movie trope from it that has all but died out modern day.
Okay.
It's the shock revelation where someone turns and the camera just zooms in on them with a sound effect.
Yes.
It's basically gone nowadays, but oh my god, is it good?
It's hilarious. It's not like a serious film thing, and I feel like a lot of films nowadays try to take themselves too seriously.
Yeah.
They're like, we can't do like a face zoom. That doesn't make sense. We can't do that.
All you need is that zoom. I've decided this is the best two things in sequence together. You get the face zoom from something like this. Maybe like there's a zoom where it zooms in on Mr. Frankenstein, and does it. And then you cut to Aladdin, the old Aladdin film, where the genie's just there with his tie doing his impression where he's like, I can't believe it, I'm losing to a rug. Just those two. Just a face zoom, and then just the genie going, I can't believe it, I'm losing to a rug. And just that would be the funniest thing I've ever seen.
Okay.
Sorry, just that's what my head like connected.
Good job.
I saw that and I was like, that would be the most hilarious thing in the world.
So anyways, if y'all want to watch something funny and just, I don't really know how to explain it, but you should probably watch it because it's, you know, it's a classic.
Yeah.
Right?
Maybe. I haven't heard about it until you mentioned it. So maybe not.
I mean,
but
but you don't have all that much like real world experience, so like,
ouch.
Am I wrong?
No.
Anyways, Arsenic and Old Lace. It's a good film.
It is.
Well worth the 2 hours.
Yes.
I love the aunts.
So good. Oh my god, they're just there like, we just did what anyone would do. No, you didn't.
No, you did not.
They're like, and then he's like freaking out, and they're like, you know, I thought he was acting a bit strangely today. You know, I just don't know what's got into him.
Yeah, it's like I get the feeling that the cast and crew had a really good time on this film.
I like. They took nonchalant serial killing to a whole other level.
Yeah.
Forget like your favourite like film or TV like murderers. Just the aunts.
Yeah.
They're top of my list now.
Anyways, moving on, we have our new release, and Tommy chose this one, so
I did.
Do you want to explain it?
So, a new movie came out on Disney Plus. It's an adaptation of the books Artemis, Fowl. And yeah, we decided to watch it. And it's a film.
It sure is a film. I would like to mention, I always meant to read the Artemis Fowl books when I was a kid, and then when I finally got round to it, I was like 18, and I started reading them, and I was like, I'm busy.
So
I don't have time for this.
I haven't read the books. I know the books, but I haven't like properly read them. And I think that might have been good because the books are not like the movie. At least.
Okay.
So let's start with the film. That's what we're talking about.
Yes.
Basically, it follows Artemis Fowl, who is he's a kid, except also he's an adult. But don't think about it too much. He's a kid.
Yeah.
And there's also another adult called Artemis Fowl, who's his dad.
You have junior and senior.
Yeah. And he's a really smart kid who lives in Ireland and does the most Irish things that they can do, such as surfing. I guess. I don't know. They say that he lives in Ireland and they just show him surfing. Anyway, basically, it turns out that, like, Ireland is the most magical place on Earth.
Yeah.
And they say that. And that fairies, goblins, dwarves all exist.
Yes.
In a city at the Earth's core.
Which, as a concept, I love.
Yes, I was sitting there, I was like, I love the fantasy concept of this. Like, it's really good.
Yeah.
It's really good. And basically, the whole thing is that his dad is a collector of artifacts and antiquities.
Yes.
And then it turns out, after his father goes missing,
bum bum bum,
that his father is actually a highly trained thief.
Yes.
Sort of like a Hans Gruber. And...
A what now?
Die Hard.
Oh.
Okay.
I haven't seen any of the Die Hard.
Oh my god.
films.
Okay. Okay. So, basically, the dad is kidnapped by an evil fairy called something Opal, and the evil fairy gets young Artemis to go and get a magical object.
Yes, the
Aculos.
the Aculos,
Yes.
which is this insanely powerful weapon, or so we're led to believe.
Well, but it turns out that thing is actually the cornerstone, the centerpiece of the fairy community,
Yeah.
and it's also been stolen
Yeah.
by a guy called Beechwood Short, who gave it to Artemis's dad to protect it from the evil fairy.
Yes, because
And so that's the plot.
apparently the fairies can't look after it themselves.
Yeah, so that's the plot. And it basically is Artemis trying to rescue his dad by finding the Aculos.
Yeah.
And then just things happen.
And then things happen.
So,
yeah, that's the whole film.
Yeah, so I actually really enjoyed it, but it isn't good, I don't think. It's fun.
Yeah.
You can get into kind of the world and stuff, and I like that there's like a guy who's a centaur. That's pretty cool.
And he's called Foley.
It's called Foley, and
No. Did you get that? His name is a pun.
Is it as
a
in
foal.
Yeah, is a foal is a baby horse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's called Foley.
And Judi Dench is there, and she clearly doesn't want to be there.
Yep.
And Colin Farrell is playing Artemis's dad, also Artemis, and that's really cool. I love him. He's great. And then Josh Gad, it's just there,
Yeah.
being a big dwarf. Yeah, it's like a dwarf, but with a syndrome that makes him big.
Yeah.
and he's just like narrating the whole thing to us inside an MI6 police cell.
I want to mention the narration actually because I really loved the narration. It was cheesy as fuck, but I loved it.
It was really good. It was just I was like hooked from the moment he was like, yeah, Artemis is a criminal. Oh wait, you're talking about the dad? Oh no. Oh no. It's the kid. And I was like, yeah. So basically, it's the kid outsmarting everyone at every point.
Yeah. And I don't know how I feel about that because, like, he seems like an okay 12-year-old, but he also seems like every single 12-year-old boy I have ever had to interact with in my life who just thinks he's much, much smarter than everyone else. And now the thing is here that he is much smarter than everyone else, but, like, I think he could learn a little humility. This fucking 12-year-old needs to be brought down a peg, and he was annoying me.
Is he as smart as because, like, I was sitting there and I was like, okay, so everything he planned went how he expected it to.
Yeah.
Because he read a bunch of books. That's not smart. That's just using information, right? And then the minute something happens that he didn't read about, when the trolls show up, everything falls apart, and his bodyguard, Domalev Butler, not to be called the butler even though he's the butler, died.
Yep.
So is Artemis actually that smart?
Okay, I'm gonna explain this in, like, terms of D&D stats, because that makes sense to me. So, hold on. So, you have two, like, smartness stats, I guess. So you have wisdom and you have intelligence, yeah?
Yeah.
So wisdom tends to be stuff like, you know a lot.
Mm.
Whereas intelligence is like, you can pick stuff up quickly.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I think that he's more wise than he is intelligent.
Yeah.
So, like, he knows a lot, which means that he can, like, you know, link things very quickly. He's definitely a smart kid, and, like many smart kids I know, he's, like, a sponge for information. But I don't think he's that intelligent.
No.
Intelligent tends to be, like, being able to put things together very, very quickly.
I mean, just look at the fact that... So basically, he kidnaps a fairy who happens to be Beechwood Short's daughter. Because of course.
Of course.
And he, like, locks her in a prison.
Yeah.
And then he knows that they have, like, hypnotic powers.
Yeah.
So he, like, puts sunglasses on to protect him.
Yeah.
And he's like, that's smart. Then he takes them off. And it's like, that's not very smart. I mean, it works, but, like, it's not very smart.
But he's doing that as, like, a show of trust.
But, like, she would have just mind controlled him. In reality, if this wasn't a movie. Right?
I think, I don't think so, actually. It's the whole, like, you know, I don't know, actually. I don't know, it could have gone either way.
Oh, can I just say, costumes are really cool, I think. So, you've got just generally, like, the design, especially of, like, the magical creatures, I guess, is just really well done.
Yeah.
And also, I love the suits that the fairies wear. They've got like their own police force, but yeah, they're in like bright green, like biker helmets and stuff. And it's like, oh my god, I love that. I want that.
I think it makes sense as well because
they fly.
They're fairies, so they need to be streamlined.
They fly. It's very jarring coming from Once Upon a Time to this. And it's like, it's like, oh, magical fairy. Oh no, now they're biker helmet guys. Okay. Also, the villain just is there. and then nothing really happens.
Yeah, they don't really have that much to do with
We
the
don't even know
plot.
who they are. Like, we haven't seen them not in a hood.
I mean, we know who they are. We just haven't.
I was
seen their
expecting
face.
like some big reveal, like it was Judi Dench or something, because like it
Yeah.
sounded like her.
Yeah, it did.
And and then just nothing happened. And I was like, okay. And then, like he like Artemis just trots around in like his little suit and his glasses at the end. And he's there and he's like, I'm Artemis Fowl and I'm a criminal mastermind. And it's like, no, you're not.
You're a 12-year-old.
You're a 12-year-old who outsmarted some fairies. I don't think that's something to brag about, funnily enough.
Actually, I mean, as someone with a modicum of like information about fairy lore, managing to outsmart the fairies is actually quite hard.
We would, but if he went into his school and bragged about it, he would get beaten up.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Just throwing that out there. Also, everyone talked with an Irish accent. I'm not like they did, right?
I mean, some of them did, yeah.
Because like I was noticing it, and I was like, okay, we're in Ireland, great, okay, that's fine. And then like the fairies showed up, and
Yeah.
we're talking, and I was like, why are the fairies talking?
Well,
Like,
I
is
think
it-
the whole thing is that, you know, they used to live on the land and probably in Ireland because magic,
Magic,
but
yeah.
they've been forced underground because of a war.
Yeah. See, I took it as, you know, the bit where they're like, oh, you speak English? And the fairy's like, yeah, of course. And I was like, wait, does that mean they're also adopting the accent of the place they're in? Maybe?
Maybe.
Like, so they talk like the people they're around, so they fit in? That would make
that
kind of
that
sense.
would make sense, yeah.
Yeah, and then, yeah, it's really fun, but like when you start to actually think about it, everything's just a little bit dumb.
Yeah, I think that's how it is with kids' film a lot.
Like, also, there's just this, like, you think the movie's ended, and then there's like, it cuts back to Josh Gad, and there's like a prison breakout that is like the worst prison breakout in the world.
Yeah.
Like, so basically, so Josh Gad's character is in prison, and it turns out because dwarves, they can like unhinge their jaw, which is the scariest thing I've ever seen.
Oh yeah, no, I was fully sitting there. I was watching this last night quite late because I was doing several things at a time. I was making some more masks, I was watching a film, I was knitting, all at the
It's
same time
terrifying.
because apparently I have no self-control. And like, I was like half watching, half knitting, which is quite normal for me. And then he unhinges his jaw, and I just...
It was terrifying.
It was...
Anyway,
It was horrific.
so he unhinges his jaw, and it turns out he's got a tracker in
It's not
his...
even that he unhinges his jaw, that he unhinges and then drags his jaw bigger.
Yeah. So
Like-
so then he's got a tracking device in there that Artemis gave him, apparently.
Yeah.
And then he's like, hey, listen, I've told you all that it's real, and now you have to believe me because I just unhinged my jaw and I've got elf ears. And,
Dwarf is.
yeah, but they're elf ears.
Just,
Anyway,
I mean, whoever said that only elves had pointy ears.
that's true, I guess. I guess in this universe
Yeah.
they all do.
Bitch.
So then he's like, oh yeah, you should leave the Artemises alone. Or leave the Fowls alone because they're saving us. You leave them alone. And he's like, because they're coming to get me. And then like the like roof like bursts off, and then a ladder comes down, and he like grabs hold of the ladder, and they just helicopter away. And I'm like, first off, is there no other air vehicles around this secret MI6 base?
Yeah, like, come on.
Secondly, you've just told them who broke you out. Like,
Yeah, I think that's the point, is like a calling card.
yeah, but like now they're just gonna be like, these guys are involved with magical. We need to like arrest these guys and talk to them. Like,
Yeah.
come on. This guy just unhinged his jaw in front of us. Come on.
What the fuck?
What is he, a snake?
No, he's a dwarf. He's a giant dwarf.
And also he's Hagrid from Harry Potter.
Yeah. Yeah.
You'll know it if you watch it. You'll see.
I was like, Hagrid?
And it's just like, yes, it's a calling card. Like, but what? Also, what happened to? Why have MI6 not arrested the dad if they think he's guilty of all these thefts? They just let him like drive a car into his house past all the reporters. Why have you not arrested him?
I don't even know.
Why? Why is there not many SWAT teams converging on the manor? Although the manor, beautiful, very beautiful manor. And yeah. Why?
Why?
I would like to say that this movie is actually beautiful.
Yeah,
it's really pretty. Film. It's really nicely color graded. That's the first thing I noticed. When you can see how blue the sea is, you know you've got a good film.
Yep.
And they also it seems like the new style of action is catching on. So I first showed up in Kingsman, then I noticed it in Aquaman. Good film, go watch it. And it's this kind of elastic camera movement in action scenes.
Yeah.
Where it's all kind of, it doesn't cut, it just sort of bounces around. Like, if you watch it for too long, it will make you motion sick. But, like,
yes.
It's really good. And it seems to be catching on. All these low-budget movies, so your non-big Avengers movies, are doing it, and it's really good.
It does look very, very cool.
Also, there's this moment where Mr. Bodyguard guy, who's not a butler but is a butler, and his name is Butler, he uses a bow and arrow, and that's cool.
You're a fucking whore for a bow and arrow.
Yes, I am. And it's a magic bow and arrow.
Yeah, I think this film is basically about a 12-year-old who is very smart but has ego problems.
Yes, except everyone seems to like him for some reason. Like, people meet him and don't instantly hate him.
I mean, if I met this 12-year-old, it would take all of my goddamn, like, self-control to not just slam him against a wall and be like, shut up, you stupid little boy. Not that I don't like 12-year-old boys or anything.
Yeah, so that's the thing. Also, Holly is amazing. Yes. Holly is the best character. Fight me.
I'm not going to fight you on that one. You're entirely correct.
Yeah. If you took Artemis out, had him like learn some humility, get his ego in check. Like, if you took him out, I am totally like invested in the squad of like Mr. Butler, who's not Butler but is called Butler, and his niece, who's sort of there. Yeah. And Holly. And Holly and Mulch, who's the dwarf guy. I am totally invested in that squad. Just Artemis needs to stop being so annoying.
Little twat.
Yeah, basically. So I want to see more. I want to see more just with Artemis being... You know what? We don't need Artemis. Just have his dad. His dad seems alright.
You know what? Artemis the whole way through reminded me... So, you know in like the modern Sherlock series, the one on the BBC, yeah?
Well...
The Benny Cumberbatch one.
Well...
Artemis reminded me so much of that smug bastard.
Yes. It's very interesting that you say that, because that's exactly what my thought process on it. It's very Sherlock.
Yeah.
He's even doing like the mind powers thing where he's like someone's talking to him and then he'll like jump back in the conversation and point out all the things that you said that were wrong. It's like
it's just asshole behavior. It's just asshole behavior. Like I think I said this a couple weeks ago, but, like, you know, being smart does not give you the right to be an asshole.
No.
I'm smart, and I'm
Dr.
usually not
Robotnik.
an asshole. Dr. Robotnik, yeah.
Yeah.
Being smart does not give you the right to be an asshole. And if you're out there and you're like, but I am smarter than everyone else, okay, great. You're gonna meet people who know things and can do things that you will have to learn from them. Just because people are more stupid than you does not mean you don't have to give them goddamn basic respect.
Mm-hmm. Also, I'm super glad, because I was really scared, because, like, Artemis, okay, I don't hate him, you know, but he's not,
Yeah.
And I was really, like, worried they were going to force, like, a love subplot between, like, him and Holly, and I was like, don't do that. Holly deserves better.
Firstly,
Way better.
Holly deserves better, and secondly, he's 12.
Yeah.
Don't force...
In all seriousness, I ship, like, Holly and Mulch more than I ship Holly and Artemis.
I mean...
Like, because like,
gonna...
I kind of understand that, like, they've got some banter going on, they clearly care about you. Like, you know, it's you know. Whereas Holly and Artemis, it's like, ugh, just stop.
Stop it.
He kidnapped you.
Firstly,
he got his bodyguard.
You.
He got his bodyguard to shoot you.
And secondly, she's like, God knows how many times his age. She's 84. Like, and I know that, you know, fairy years and human years not exactly line up.
How old
She's
is
still a
the
young
actress?
Woman, but...
How old is the actress?
I don't know.
Probably
Let's
about,
find out.
I don't know. I would put her somewhere around 17, 18. Maybe?
Yeah, hold on. We'll find out.
Find out.
Finding out. Right. Wow, it got a 4 out of 10.
We'll be back after this short commercial break with popcorn.
Come on. 2003, so yeah, she's 17.
17. Oh, okay, yeah. So, like, you know, don't ship her with anyone. That's the answer.
Yeah.
Although,
no, she's 16. She'll be 17 in November.
Okay, although the character, I guess, is 84. I don't know. It's a weird area. Just anyway, just don't put her with Artemis. That's what I'm saying.
I think she's
just
like
don't.
in fairy years. I think she's like a mid-teenager, like a late teenager. You know.
I got the impression she was around 21 in fairy years because she's like a rookie cop.
Yeah.
And that's kind of, so she's like not quite into that experienced cop, so she's going to be around her early 20s.
Yeah, so she's probably about, like, I'm reckoning probably between 19 and 21.
Yeah. Yeah, don't ship her with Artemis. That's all I'm saying.
How old
don't support
is
it.
How old is the person who plays Artemis?
Welcome to the Googling section of the podcast.
Yeah. Come on, how old is this guy? Give me his age, god damn it. He's 15.
He's 15. Okay.
So,
See,
you know.
See, that really sounds like they're going to set that up as a... I don't support it. I just don't.
No.
Go away.
Neither. I feel like they need to stop. You know, if you're going to have, like, you know, a love interest, why not, like, you know, Holly and Juliet? Like, I'm
that would
in
be
full support
goals.
of that.
That would be goals. Also, like, because, you know, she brought her like, uncle back to life as well.
Yeah.
You know? Oh,
That's
I
the thing,
fully
actually.
support that.
Juliet is got so little. Like, she is massively under screen time in this.
Yeah.
Which I think is a shame, because she seems like she could be a really cool character.
I thought the point was that they, like, recruited her because she's, like, basically a ninja.
Yeah, and then, like,
and then
we
she
don't
does
see
not. She
anything
just
of
brings
her.
food. She just brings food. That's all she does.
Yeah.
And does a
it's like-
cool jump at one point, I think.
But, like, come on, if you're gonna have, like, a cool female character...
Hashtag
see more of the-
Hollyette. Hashtag Hollyette.
Hashtag
It's a thing
Hollyette.
now. It's a thing now.
You heard it here first. Hollyette.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
Okay.
We should
Moving
move
on to some Showdown Throwdown.
Ah! For those of you joining us for the first time this week, Showdown Throwdown is where Tommy gives me a couple characters, we'll throw them in a football field, and he'll ask me who would win in a fight. Or who I'd rather date.
Sometimes.
Or
it's...
whose fashion design is better. So...
Or
what
we're
have you got
adding
for me this week?
a new category this week.
Oh no!
We're doing a mystery off.
A mystery off.
I need a better name.
You really do.
It's a scavenger hunt. There we go. Okay. It's a hypothetical scavenger hunt.
Okay.
You know what? You were saying yesterday how you were doing some locked room shenanigans.
Yes, I did a online escape room thing with my workmates via a Zoom call, so that was interesting.
So you know what? Let's do it as that. Okay. There are 3 locked rooms.
Okay.
Each one has a person in it. Okay.
Okay.
We have Artemis Fowl,
Yep.
Sherlock,
Okay.
which is why I was laughing earlier,
Yep.
and Batman.
Oh.
Who gets out first?
Okay. Well,
It's a
firstly,
detective off.
Okay, I think they'll all get out eventually because they're all reasonably smart guys.
Yeah.
Also, why is it that, like, you know, the smart character, like, the obnoxiously smart character is always a guy? Not that I like that trope, but anyways, back to the point.
Just FYI, in my film project-y stuff that I'm working on at the moment, my obnoxiously smart and intelligent character is a girl, so, you know.
Way to subvert the genre.
Yeah.
Regardless. Okay, so first of all, I don't think it's going to be Batman. Batman is smart, sure, but, like... not, like, Sherlock level smart.
Well, he is meant to be the greatest detective in DC Comics, even though he's not. There are 2 people that are more smart. One of them is one of the Robins, my favourite Robin, Tim Drake.
Yep.
Hashtag the best Robin. And also a character called The Question, who one of the people who's been them is Renee Montoya, who, of course, you know who Renee Montoya is.
Yeah, I do.
So technically they're smarter, kind of, but besides the point. We're putting Batman in there, costume and all.
I think I don't know. I don't think Batman would win this in any way, shape or form. So it's between Sherlock and Artemis Fowl. And Sherlock is an adult. He has had longer to soak up information.
Yes.
He also
true.
has had longer to, like, perfect his, like, sort of detective skills, I guess.
I guess. I mean, all he does is kind of look at things and say
but there's a lot that
whatever
goes
the
on in
plot
his
needs
head.
him to.
Whereas Artemis is a 12-year-old. And no matter how, like, smart this 12-year-old is, he's still a 12-year-old, which means that he's only had 12 years to soak up information compared to Sherlock's, like, 30-something? I don't know how old Sherlock is.
No, me neither.
I think it's...
It doesn't matter. It's not important.
It does not matter.
It's upwards of twice Artemis's age, at least.
Exactly.
Maybe even
So-
3 times.
Yeah. I'm reckoning that Sherlock would get out first.
Okay.
Closely followed by Artemis. And then, a while later, Batman emerges.
Yes.
And, Batman does the whole, oh, I meant to come out last thing.
Yes. This is all an elaborate ploy to catch the Joker. I can't explain how, but it is.
Yeah.
It is.
It is.
I also didn't trip on my cape.
Of course
I don't know
not.
why you would think that.
Who trips on capes?
Small room
Stupid people
with a
trip.
cape. And he's wearing a mask as well, so he can't see maybe properly. Small room, cape, can't see properly. Sounds like he's tripping on his cape. Just saying.
Yep.
Okay. What have you been watching?
I have been watching Queer Eye because I'm a basic bitch. I'm okay with that. So the 5th season of Queer Eye came out recently, and it's really good. Look, I'm a sucker for home renovation shows, and Queer Eye is like a home renovation show with extra steps.
Fair enough, yeah.
It's great. I love it. For those of you who have been living under a rock for the past few years, Queer Eye is a show where 5 gay people transform another person's life, teach them how to dress correctly, how to be a better person, how to cook, and generally they get his shit together. And our boy Bobby, our sweet boy Bobby, repaints and refurnishes and redoes their entire fucking house. I'm sorry, he does the most out of everyone. Sure, so you've got Karamo, who does therapy shit, which obviously is very important. You've got Jonathan, who does their hair, which can be difficult, but fair enough. You've got Anthony teaching them how to cook. You've got Tan teaching them how to dress properly. And then you have Bobby redoing their entire house. I'm sorry, but he does this in a week as well. He redoes their entire house in a week. Dear God. I'm sorry, he does the most, and I don't understand.
Fair
my
enough.
God. But no, it's really, really good, and I like it.
That's
What
fair.
have you been watching?
I have been watching the new season of Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. because of course I have.
Of course you have.
And it's given up now.
Oh.
So Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. originally started out as a there's going to be some Marvel spoilers here, so just bear that in mind. From every Marvel films, TV, whatever. So it started out as a show that was kind of following a smaller group of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Alongside the movies. So occasionally they're tied into the movies. So after For the Dark World, the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. came in to clean up the mess.
Yeah.
So it's been like that. And then Captain America the Winter Soldier happened, and S.H.I.E.L.D. got destroyed. And Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. was like, oh no, what do we do? So then they did Inhumans, and that was a thing, and they did it pretty well. Then Marvel tried to do Inhumans as their own thing, and it failed spectacularly. Go watch the Inhumans TV show. It's awful. And
fantastically awful.
Yeah, it's an achievement. Marvel.
Oh.
People say Marvel didn't fail. They failed at that. So.
Oh God.
Like people say Iron Fist season 1 is bad. It's nothing compared to that. But then they were like, okay, so now what are we going to do? Okay, we'll do a journey to the future kind of thing.
Oh,
no,
wow.
sorry, actually no, correction. They did a computer thing first where they created this virtual world, and people kept being replaced with robots. That was pretty cool.
So they matrixed, but
they
with
matrixed
robots.
it. In this alternate universe, Hydra was in charge, and S.H.I.E.L.D. was living inside Hydra secretly. It was pretty cool.
Okay.
Then season 5, they went to the future, and it was all about like trying to get back to the future from this world that basically the world had all gone badly, basically, and the Earth had been destroyed pretty much.
Okay.
And that was season 5, and then it was really weird. So like they went the end of season 5, they had a villain who was like someone who was like trying to be a hero, and they were like super overpowered, and they were like, oh my god, I'm gonna go stop Thanos, because that's like Infinity War. And the Agent Shield were like, no, you're evil, go away. So they like destroyed him without destroying the world, so that future never happened. So that was like one. Okay, so that was like one season, and then the next season they were like, okay, now we're like dealing with some creatures from an alternate dimension. Sure. Ignoring the fact that surely they should all be like the snap. The snap just never happened in the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. timeline. It's really weird. So like now Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is no longer canonical to Marvel.
Okay.
It's really weird. But now season 7 has come out. Now that I've given that really confusing background, season 7 is really good. So season 7, they are running from these alien creatures called Chronocons, who are basically smart robots, obnoxious smart robots.
Oh my god, can I punch one?
Yeah, you can. They're although they know martial arts because they're robots.
I'll punch them anyways.
Okay, so they're running.
Fuck.
Basically, these robots are trying to delete the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. by destroying S.H.I.E.L.D. in the past, and then
I guess that makes sense.
Yeah, so basically the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. are following them through time, because they can only go where the Chronocons go.
Right.
So they follow them throughout time, trying to stop them. So that's it's kind of cool. It's like a chase sequence throughout time.
It feels like budget Doctor Who.
Kind of. But it kind of works because like it means they're on a time limit as well, because there are only so many time windows and they're only open for so long. So when they're in a time, they've only got a fixed amount of time there. And it's been pretty cool. So in the last episode, they went to Area 51.
Okay.
And someone saw their spaceship, and it was like, it's fine. That's always what happens at the Area 51 bases.
It's fine.
It turns out all the area bases are owned by S.H.I.E.L.D. apparently, so that's cool. But what they did is they had the second lead from the Agent Carter show. So Agent Carter's partner show up in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., which is pretty cool. One of the characters pretended to be Agent Carter to get into the base. It's kind of fan servicey, but it's really fun.
Yeah. I was gonna say it does sound a little fan servicey, but you know. Yeah,
so it's pretty good. So the first 2 episodes, because they're in generally 2-parters in each time zone, they had to save the person who founds Hydra in order to save S.H.I.E.L.D. And it's actually really interesting because it's like Daisy, one of my favorite characters. She wants to just is forget S.H.I.E.L.D. We'll stop Hydra here and now, and it will all be fine. And it's like, no, that's not how you do it.
That's not how it works.
So for some reason, my favorite character Fitz is just not there at the moment.
Hold on.
It doesn't really he's basically the Chronocons got the intelligence to make time travel from Fitz and stuff.
Okay.
And they know who he is, so he's in hiding. I'm kind of like, can I just have Fitz back, please?
Okay.
Please.
But Mom.
But yeah, it's been really good so far. It's the final season. I guess that's why it's so fan servicey.
Final countdown.
So and it's really cool because they've always done the title card as the same title card but different styles.
Yeah.
different themes in the show. Now they're doing like title cards based on where they are. So
Oh,
when
that's
they were in
cool.
like the 30s, it had like one of those old school film titles,
Yeah.
like Marvel Presents The Agents of Shield.
Oh,
Just shows that
fantastic.
it's like so good. So yeah, it's good. It's good. It's good.
It's good.
It's good. It's good.
Do you think it's good, Tommy?
I mean, I wouldn't like to say, but it's good.
Fantastic. So, have a guess as to what I've been playing recently.
It's either Terraria or Animal Crossing.
You'd be right on both accounts. I've been playing other things too. But I have been playing Terraria and Animal Crossing, and nothing interesting is happening in either of them right now, so I have nothing to talk about in that sector. But I have also been coming back to a game that I used to play a lot when I was a bit younger called Osu.
Okay.
Which is like a beat game, I guess. So the whole thing about it is you click and you have to like click the circles in time, which sounds really simple. The concept is very simple, but it's a really hard game.
Is it like piano tiles or whatever the game is?
Kind of.
Okay.
So the whole thing is you'll have like beat maps for different songs, and they come in different difficulties, and I am still only on 1-star difficulty at the moment. It goes up to like 10 stars, I think. That shit's insane. And the whole thing is you have to you'll get like different circles appearing on your screen, and you have to click them in time, like on the beats. And there are ones where you have to like click and hold and move the mouse and stuff, and it doesn't sound hard.
It's Guitar Hero with a mouse.
Yes, it is.
Yes.
And it's surprisingly difficult because it's about the timing, because you can't just click the circles. You have to click them at the right time, and then you end up doing like this insane sort of like, oh god kind of clicking. But it's really fun, and I'm pretty sure it's free, and you can download it online. That's Osu, so OSU ! And all the beat maps are free, so there's a lot of songs on there. You should play it. It's fun.
Yeah,
if
fair
stressful.
Enough. So, what have I been doing? Well, I've been playing this wonderful new game. It's called Going Outside.
Oh, you what?
And I would encourage everyone to do it. I've made a point. My favourite mode on it it used to be walking.
Okay.
I could spend an hour just walking.
All right.
But recently, I unlocked a new mode, which has been cycling.
Oh.
Admittedly, it doesn't tend to use up as much time. It's a lot shorter game mode, but you get a lot more out of it.
Okay.
And that's the key thing. It's harder. It's definitely more difficult. The difficulty spike is significant, but in terms of the rewards you get at the end, it's really good.
Oh my god. Tommy, you're not allowed outside. We're in quarantine.
It's from a game company that it's a new game company. I haven't really heard of them until now. They're called Healthy Living or something like that.
Oh my fucking god.
And yeah, I'm just interested to see what they come out with next. Really, I'm proper invested in this game series now. I can only recommend that all of our viewers try it. You know what? Raise awareness for this new studio. They're lesser known, and yeah, they're producing some really good stuff. So
actually, I think I've heard about this studio. I played one of their spin-offs recently. It's called Eating Vegetables.
See, I'm not. I'm not interested in that. That's not my brand of game, unfortunately.
Oh, okay.
But,
It's pretty fun
you know.
though, and like you get some really nice like completionist type rewards out of it. So I can suggest that.
Fantastic.
Oh my
and
fucking god, Tommy!
I think that's all we've got time for today.
Oh my god! Oh my god! So you haven't been playing anything?
No, actually, I have. So.
Oh my fucking god!
I've been playing some Civ 6.
So you've been cycling.
So I've been playing some Civ 6, and
Okay.
I now somewhat understand the game. It's a large learning curve,
Yeah.
and
It's easier than learning how to walk, yeah?
and yeah, it's really fun. So you get to have districts, and it's all pretty cool. And the units are really fun. And I've just started playing Apocalypse mode, where you can just cause disasters on people, just for fun, like make their cities flood and stuff. It's great.
Yeah, that sounds
It's
like
the best
something you'd be
thing.
into.
It's just the best thing, and it's really good. And it was on sale recently. I don't think it is anymore. Might be, I don't know. But yeah, just add it to your wish list and just wait for it to go on sale and then get it. And it's really good. And you can play as Canada. And really, what more could you want?
What more could you want out of a game?
Exactly.
Other than
So,
cycling. I'm
So, yeah,
sorry,
that's-
I'm still hung up on the fucking healthy living gag. I wasn't expecting that from you.
I don't know whether to be upset that you're like so shocked.
I'm not really shocked. I am a little bit shocked, but I wasn't expecting that ever. Like, where did that come from? I don't know.
Okay, I think on that note, that is all we have time for.
Yeah, it really, really is. We've got a little over time.
Yeah.
Oh
So
my God.
hopefully you'll join us all next week for more random shenanigans that nobody asked for.
Yep.
And we'll see you then.
Alright. See you guys next week.
Bye.
Bye.